Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you for coming back to another Hamza Khan show, Hamza Khan video. I think that's the intro. We'll just get right into it. Obviously, another massive week of wrestling, I would say. We've had the confirmation of both Survivor Series matches. We know we've progressed to the quarterfinals of the John Cena tournament. We know what John Cena is going to be doing at Saturday night's main event, not Saturday night's main event, sorry, at Survivor Series. And then we've also had a really massive um, week for NXT as well. So a lot of things going on, lot of things happening in wrestling. Um, I just want to start off with obviously the Survivor Series matches. We'll start off with the men's cause that's the main one that kind of occurred. We had obviously the formation of the two teams with it end up being Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. I think I was kind of sure on Brock Lesnar being the guy for the Visions team, Paul Heyman's team, but I wasn't sure about Roman Reigns, or could it be not Paul Heyman, John Cena or someone like that. But it ended up being Roman Reigns as people kind of expected. You kind of get the gist of it when people are shouting OTC, OTC, OTC before he actually comes out. I definitely think that now that we have Roman back, he needs to stick around for a little longer, man. He can't. It's always nicer with Roman being back, especially but we need something more from it. It can't be another. It, it just doesn't feel good whenever it's he comes back, has a match, gets beaten, gets goes away for a while, then he returns, saves the day, has a match, gets beaten up, then he goes away for a while. It kind of getting it's getting a bit boring, especially this year. It's been very downward spiral for Roman. He's not had there's no been there's no build for a for him to be that top star. He's no longer the top guy in terms of who the company represents. That's now Cody Rhodes. So him going away, coming back, going away doesn't make sense, and it's not something what we want to see. So I definitely think that after War Games, he does definitely need to stick around. And then of course we had Brock Lesnar being a part of the vision. I think it was the obvious pick. It makes sense, especially with his relationship with Paul Heyman. But you weren't 1,000% sure just because it's Brock Lesnar. Is he really going to show up or is he not going to show up? But I think now that we've got the team set, it's going to be very interesting to see how the dynamic kind of works going forwards. We're going to have on Raw Roman Reigns opening the show, so I expect that the rest of the good guys team kind of comes out and they have that conversation. They have that back and forth. Hopefully, it is a little bit more of a Roman and Punk kind of situation, and we can build off that rather than all five of them all together. I think eventually by the end of the show, you will see all five of them together against the Visions team. But I'm not 100% sure I want that to be at the start of the show, if you get what I'm saying. So now that we know the teams, what will happen at Survivor Series? Will it be a case where the good guys win, as it has been the last couple of years, apart from obviously 2022, the Bloodline one, but everybody kind of wanted the Bloodline to win in that scenario. They didn't want the Bloodline to lose. But then last year, the year before, the good guys are always winning. I think it is, if you want the vision to be presented as the future, they need to be able to beat um, the the top good guys in this type of match. It isn't a one-on-one match, so the significance of you beating so the Bronze Reed beating a Roman is so much lower because it is a 5-on-5 match. It isn't a one-on-one match. So you can have a scenario where it ends up being, even though I do want Jimmy Uso to be built a bit more stronger, become a top star like Jey Uso, like Roman Reigns, he hasn't had that opportunity yet. So he is kind of, if you were going to select out of that five top good guys team who would take the pin against the Vision, Jimmy Uso is probably going to be the person that takes the pin. He's affected the least amount. You can build off it, and that could be motivation for Jimmy Uso going forwards. Uh, and also, it makes the actual Vision team stronger going forwards because you would, with if you look at the good guys team, the people who are in there every day is you've got obviously your Usos, CM Punk, Cody, and then on the bad guys team you've got part timers in Logan Paul, Brock Lesnar, and then you've got the Vision plus Drew McIntyre. I'm not sure if Logan Paul is going to be sticking around in the Vision past Survivor Series. Um, I think if they do win the Vision wins, then Logan Paul will be affiliated with the Vision. He won't be a part of it, so I think he'll do his own thing. He'll go for his own. He'll go against his own kind of opponents. But whenever he needs a Vision, they'll back him up. Uh, but if they do lose and the Vision, the good guys team, bad guys team loses, then um, I definitely think the row after you can kind of guess what happens to Logan Paul. Spear, tsunami again, maybe another spear, and he's laid out flat. And no one comes out to make the save. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on Raw after Survivor Series. Currently, I would like to say that the Vision and the Bad Guys team will win just because of the fact that you've got obviously the future, you want to build the future going forwards. You have a person like Jimmy Uso who's there to be able to take the pin, who's affected the least, and it still makes everybody else strong. And you can carry on storylines because you've got your two champions who definitely can't take a pin. You've got Roman Reigns you don't who never loses. It's very rare that he loses or takes a pin, so you don't want to lose that aura of Roman Reigns. And then you've got Jey Uso, who is someone who could be the person, but I would rather not it be Jey Uso because he has taken, even though he's had quite a few good wins this year, I think him losing affects him more than if Jimmy takes the pin. But also, Brock Lesnar's on the Visions team, the Paul Heyman's team. And when you have Brock Lesnar, especially what happened at WrestlePalooza to John Cena, where he got SummerSlammed, um, you don't want to lose that at all. That is something you need to build going forwards and build and build and build until it's the right person to beat Brock Lesnar, like the streak. You want that equity. You want that. I think when Brock Lesnar does lose eventually, that will be the end of Brock Lesnar in wrestling in WWE. I think he will take off after that. Uh, I can. I'm suspecting that it is his last run going forward. But I think whoever it is that does defeat him, whether it be Gunther, your Braun Breaker, whoever it is, um, you it was it'll definitely be a big moment and it needs to be a big moment. So losing in a survival match, even though it doesn't necessarily matter too much, I would rather not. I would rather it be the Vision win. I think that's what I can kind of suspect. Then you have the women's team that has finally been built. You've got Becky Lynch and um, you've got Becky Lynch plus AJ Lee for the good guys and Becky for the bad guys. I think it's kind of expected the good guys are gonna win that match. They've got so much um, star power. It's kind of a given, especially with AJ joining the good guys team. Um, Try to think of the storylines going into that. You kind of the storyline between Rhea and Io versus the versus Kabuki Warriors has definitely died down. Um, the Nia Jax, um, who was she facing? The with Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, with Lash Legend, all those guys, and then you've obviously AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. I think based on how much we've seen AJ Lee, the WrestleMania match is probably going to be AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch next year. I can very see them very very easily do that and make that the WrestleMania match, especially with how it's been built, how slowly it's built. I think eventually Becky does need to get that Intercontinental Championship back from Maxime Dupree. Um, with Maxime Dupree, I don't feel the same way people feel about Chelsea Green. I'm not sure if I feel the exact same way with Maxime Dupree, but we'll have to see how her title defenses go and how they're presented. Obviously, as she's not been wrestling that long, she's always been the Okakuma. So how do you present that in a title match with the champion being the person coming from below? I think it has been done before, but is that something we want to see week in, week out? I'm not sure. Would you rather see Becky Lynch crash out? That's kind of what everybody kind of wants to see. Then off that, obviously, we have now the quarterfinals of the John Cena tournament. So the matches are you've got Solo versus Penta. You've got Gunther versus um, um, Carmella Hayes. I just want to say something. Let's get the light back on, bro. I just want to say something before I move along. That that kind of promo piece that Cody Rhodes did at the end of the that middle half after the Bronson Reed and Carmella Hayes match, I thought was amazing. I thought it built the matchup even more. Cody Rhodes is so good at that spot. That's why I feel like the love for Cody Rhodes has just jumped up again. Um, I think it kind of goes up and down, and currently is on a high. Everybody is cheering, everybody is loving Cody Rhodes. Um, Currently, not that we never liked him before, but just the love for him has just increased significantly. And that promo that he did on Paul Heyman, the Vision, the full team, it built everybody, it diminished all the points of those bad guy team, and it really built everything up going into War Games next week. But you've got obviously for the matches you've got Solo, Penta, you've got um, Gunther versus Carmella Hayes. You've got who is the other two matches? You've got Rusev versus Jey Uso, and then you've got LA Knight versus a mystery opponent. Unfortunately, um, Sheamus got injured in that really amazing three-man tag match on Raw, which is very unfortunate. I wanted to see him go quite far in this tournament. I think a lot of people wanted it. He puts on banger matches. He would be amazing as John Cena's last opponent. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't. Obviously, if you're building someone for the future, you would want someone else. But if you're wanting, Sheamus isn't. like he's returning anytime soon. So future can be a couple of years as well. So having Sheamus, who's done so much, having that match against Chelsea would have been amazing. But unfortunately, we didn't get that because he got injured. So you've got LA Knight versus a mystery opponent. So let's kind of go off who we already kind of know. So we know that Gunther is going to beat Carmelo Hayes. I think that is kind of a given, even though Carmelo Hayes is building momentum. Gunther is, if he was going to lose, he would have lost to Javon Evans the week before when they put that amazing match on. It built Javon Evans so much. The crowd was so behind him, but fortunately, obviously, Gunther ruined stuff, so Gunther won that match. But I think because that was the case, Gunther is probably going to demolish Carmelo Hayes, especially since Carmelo Hayes did not get a clean win on Brunson Reed. He kind of just got he got help, basically, even if he never asked for it. And he kind of it leveled out because the Vision got involved. Um, but it's the way you win is still the way you win. It doesn't change the fact. So we've got Gunther advancing. You've got Solo versus Penta. My heart wants Solo to win. I want Solo to win. If I was gonna pick between the two, I would pick Solo to go forwards. Um, but if I'm thinking what they would expect to do, I would say Penta is probably gonna win. I would assume the people in that Survivor Series match will get involved. Shenanigans will get occur, and that will cause the the opportunity for Penta to actually get the win over Solo, get the pin. I think that's kind of. I think if it was before the match with Carmelo Hayes and Bronson Reed, I would say Solo would have won for definite. But because of what happened with the outside involvement, previously we hadn't seen any outside involvement in any of the matches. So having um, outside involvement in that last match, I think we can kind of expect it to happen, especially with the promo that Solo cut on SmackDown. It'll enrage Solo more, and whether he loses now or loses in the semi-finals, is less of an effect than him actually. The difference doesn't make any sense, and especially who he's going against. If he does lose because of outside interference, you still have opportunities to build him to be that strong, dominant faction leader that you want him to be with the MFTs on behind him. So we'll go with Penta going forward. So you've got Gunther, you've got Penta now, we've got Rusev versus Jey Uso. I'm going Rusev. I think Rusev will overcome Jey Uso. It'll be a really good match, but I think Rusev will take the win there. Um, just because I think people want to see Rusev go forward. I don't think people want to see Jey Uso. I wouldn't mind it being Jey Uso, but I would prefer it to be Rusev. And I'm going to go with Rusev going forwards. Then you've got LA Knight versus a mystery opponent. I've been trying to rack my brain about who should be that mystery opponent for LA Knight, but I haven't thought of anybody yet. The only person that comes to my head is Ethan Page because I love Ethan Page currently, but I don't think Ethan Page is going to be in this tournament because of the fact that um, he's a champion. I don't think champions are uh, going to be put into this match. So you're trying to think who could it be, and no one comes to mind. No one could, unless you go for a squash match. It's kind of unsure. Is there a world where you can get another returning person to go into that match? I'm not sure. It can't be Dominic Mysterio because we've already got that match at Survivor Series. I'm trying to go through all the like factions and think about who could it be. Do you put Braun Breaker in there? That's potential. You've got who else could there be? Hmm, I guess it's probably gonna be super obvious. It's gonna be like Jimmy Uso. The Usos are not that's not obvious. It'll be someone so super obvious that you're kind of like, oh, obviously it was gonna be him, but I'm not really sure. So let's go off the fact going forwards that we're not sure who the mystery opponent is. Let's say it's going to be LA Knight's going to be the winner of that match. I don't think it will be. I think whoever that mystery opponent is will defeat LA Knight because he'll be thrown off. But um, let's just say LA Knight wins. So you've got your semi-finals. You've got LA Knight versus Rusev versus um, Penta versus Gunther. I think that's how it'll work. You got those are, I think, really for two amazing matches. I'm not sure who will go forwards because I want to see who actually wins in those two tournament matches. We'll see on Raw and SmackDown what actually happens, but um, they're definitely very interesting to see what happens in those two matches. But I am really enjoying it. We finally got a bracket. We finally got to see a bracket, which is really, really nice. But uh, should have given earlier. Should have given earlier. Anyways, last thing I want to go through is obviously NXT Gold Rush. Sorry for the jump cut there. Things happen. As I was going on about, obviously NXT, another amazing show. It's always amazing at NXT. It always brings a banger. You have banger matches. We had obviously Gold Rush. So I think the standout matches were obviously the last match with Tatum Paxley and JC Jane. Really amazing match. It was built up the full time, and then also the ending was really good as well. Um, with the turn of I forgot her name. It's lost on me right now. Izzy. Oh, Izzy. Uh, the turn with Izzy and the um, the Colin. Kind of expected. It was like eventually it's gonna happen. They're gonna eventually turn, and now you're just waiting for when it's gonna actually happen. Um, but of course, you've got a you've had obviously Orba come out. That promo with Orba versus Ricky says Orba was going off. It was such a lot of the time you have people return and then they have their opening kind of um, promo, and it doesn't always hit as you want it to do, but that promo hit it was banging promo. So really amazing from Oba. I can't wait for. It's a shame that it's gonna be a deadline the match, so we have to wait another month for it. But um, it's gonna be a really good match as always with NXT. I think that is gonna be the end of the video. Sorry for the little jump in the middle of it. I do apologize if the camera is a bit wobbly, but just trying to get you back over here. Try that one. But hopefully next time it'll be better. As always, leave a like if it was good, leave a dislike if it was bad, and peace.